Alright guys, doing another one of these gaming and BS videos. Forgive me if the audio isn't where you can hear it. I'm doing this at night, so I kinda gotta stay as quiet as possible. Alright, so the game I'm playing is Infinite Crisis. I haven't done this since I did the beta. I kind of wish I was able to keep my Mecha Wonder Woman, but I did manage to get Gaslight Batman, and so far I've enjoyed playing with him. This is my first time playing Infinite Crisis in a while. I haven't really played since they opened up the full game. So so if I'm not doing my best, then I apologize. It's been a while since I played it. As for the BS portion of this video, the new season of Legend of Korra came out Friday, and I saw the promo for it, and I was excited to for this new season to come out. I wasn't expecting it to come out this early. I was expecting more in the fall or in the winter, but being that it came out I guess it's midsummer. The earlier the better, I guess. So the first 3 episodes we got, I like these first 3 episodes. They set up the plot of this, they set up the central plot a lot better than what last season did. Last season was kind of all over the place. You had the spirits come out, and then you quickly have like civil war between the water tribes, and then it turns out, they're trying to get the spirit evil. This one sets up exactly what needs to be done. You have this group of villains who, it's a group of 4, and you actually have all 4 elements, which is pretty cool. I know that the creators wanted to have the season revolve around the Earth Kingdom, so all the new airbenders that are coming out because of harmonic convergence are showing up in the Earth Kingdom. I'm assuming that they're full-blooded Earth Kingdom people, aside from Boomy. Considering that Boomy is, of course they're all non-benders that are getting the airbending. It does make sense that Boomy got airbending, being that he is the son of Avatar Aang. But seeing all these Earth Kingdom citizens get airbending, I've had my own little thing about the air nomads, being that they are nomads, and it is more of a religion when it comes to airbending. I always thought that the air nation were they're more diverse than what the other nations are, considering that they were nomadic people. They traveled from nation to nation. They could have left people behind. They could have gotten people to join up with them. And considering that all these, non-benders are getting airbending, I don't think it's just, nature itself trying to add balance by bringing back airbending. I think, all these new airbenders have something in common with, with Tenzin and Boomy and Kaya, being that they are children of an airbender. I think, my theory is, being that they haven't come out and said why, other than just harmonic convergence, I think that, all these people have to have an air nomad somewhere, in their heritage. Or it could just be some spiritual nature trying to fix itself. One thing about this that I really don't understand about the series itself, not just the plot, but the series, is, once Aang got energy bending, why didn't he use it to make new airbenders? I can understand at that time, he didn't want to give airbending to people who he felt probably weren't worthy. He wanted to, because he wanted to take on the responsibility of recreating the Air Nation. But in the comic books, we get the first appearance of the Air Acolytes, and in Korra we see that organization has grown, and these are people that have given up their lives and have since taken on the responsibility of air nomads, and they're not fully immersed. They don't have the tattoos or anything, but they do dress in a similar manner. It's sort of their responsibility to take care of the air nomad history. They study pretty much everything that I guess Tenzin's kids study. Outside of airbending. At least that's my understanding of the Air Acolytes. And considering that they had already made that decision to give up their lives to do that, and I'm talking about that first generation, being that they had given up everything to join Aang and become his disciples, why didn't Aang use energy bending to give them airbending? And going, because of harmonic convergence, Tenzin is happy to see new airbenders. Last season we saw him sort of give up that responsibility of re-establishing the Air Nation himself. He did a really quick soul searching, but he was able to let go of his. He gave up his daddy issues, and he realized that what his father's responsibilities were they don't have to be his. He's not his father; he's himself. And so, with this new season, he takes he makes it his choice to train these new airbenders and to immerse them in the air nomad history. And again, being that he's so willing to accept these new airbenders, and being that Aang was so eager to accept these people who want to immerse themselves into his culture, why didn't they just use energy bending? Even with Korra, and from what we saw with Avatar 1, being that, it is possible to give bending to other people, not just take it away, but to give bending. I want to know did it not occur to the creators, or did it not occur to the characters? Meaning, the creators didn't want the characters to have that idea. Because this would have been done a lot sooner with the Air Nation. But then again, they probably could have planned it out this way, which is why they didn't use energy bending. The new villains, I actually like these new villains. We got this non-bender who now has air bending, and while all these other new benders are just using their air bending under instinct, this the main villain. I'm gonna call him the main villain. He might not be the main villain, but he probably is, more than likely. The main villain actually has a few. He has quite the skill with the airbending. We don't know much about him yet in the first 3 episodes, but I feel that he could possibly be either somebody from the White Lotus who immersed himself in the Air Nomad history, or he could have been a former member of the Air Acolytes, being that he makes reference to an airbending philosopher. He's shown to know a bunch of airbending techniques already, and he's pretty skilled with it. He also seemed to know about harmonic convergence, which leads me to believe that he might have researched this from the beginning. It might lead back into last season. It might not. Still too early to tell. The other villains, we got a waterbender who is missing her arms, and she's able to use water bending in place of her arms, and I think it's really innovative. Normally whenever we see somebody who is disabled and who with superpowers, and they're usually some sort of psychic or telepath. We don't really see um, an actual solid replacement for them missing their arms. I know Hellion in X-Men has um, he has prosthetic arms, but for some reason he's using his psychic energy to move those arms. They're not connected to his body at all. But this new waterbender who actually can wrap the water around her body and use that in place of arms. I like it. It also leads to pretty amazing animation. Then they have an earthbender who is able to heat up the earth and turn it into lava. I know this was done in I guess some sort of comic book. I don't know if it was actual comic books or if it was some Nickelodeon magazine or something. But Aang was able to combine earth and firebending and create a volcano. And I know we've seen it previously with flashbacks to some firebending avatar. But considering that this is an earthbender, making lava. We finally get to see another subset of earthbending besides metal bending. Waterbending has like steam and ice, blood bending. There's all these different forms of bending within the actual bending. Fire bending has lightning, and I know Sozin did something with distributing heat. We actually get to see this lava style, and he's able to move the earth into different shapes. So far, I've seen some sort of lava shuriken. I'm interested to see what else he can do. And then the final one is a firebender who's supposed to have the same abilities as Combustion Man. So we're gonna get into there. I remember hearing something or reading something that there's supposed to be a villain that was Azula-like, and I guess it's safe to assume that that's this new firebending villainess who can use the same combustion bending that we saw in The Last Airbender. Whether or not she is directly related to Azula, we don't know yet. But I am looking forward to these 4 villains. We get to see Ba Sing Se in this one, in the 3rd episode, and the Earth Queen is coming off. I'm getting tired of royalty characters coming off as jerks, as assholes. I think that's stereotyping. It's something we've seen over and over and over again. That's what I liked about The Last Airbender, was aside from, the Fire Nation, any and all royals that showed up, they weren't necessarily, ill-tempered, ill-natured. Iroh is, he's soft-spoken, he's not quick to anger, he's, kind-hearted. We got King Boomy, who's the best way I can describe it is how they describe him in the show. He's a mad genius. He's, Boomy himself is, of course, that stereotypical old man character. You think that he's paying attention, and you think he's just a senile old fool, but then he pulls something out of his hat. And it's something that you should be able to expect, but when he escaped his prison on the day of Black Sun, that was unexpected. So I'm hoping that we get more royalty characters or characters in positions of power that are more how they were in The Last Airbender. Because we got the new Republic City president who's a jerk in his own right. Now we got the Earth Queen who's sort of she's overtaxing her people. She's stealing money from her people. We got these Mad Max Earth Kingdom rebels. I'm hoping we get to see more of those characters. If it turns out the Earth Queen is funding the four main villains in some way, or if she later joins them, I do hope that gives us an opportunity to see more of the Earth Kingdom rebels. I like their designs. It's a little bit of a desert punk, cyberpunk type of design. A lot like Mad Max characters. So I hope we have more of an opportunity to see that. See some sort of Earth Kingdom rebellion. One of the new characters, Kai. He again, it's another stereotypical archetype of character is the child thief, somebody who claims they're going to change their ways. He has a sob story saying, he's an orphan, and, a bunch of outlaws are after him, and then it turns out he's the outlaw. When we see him in the second episode, he has a lot of, comedy relief type of stuff, and that he's still thieving, he's still doing his thing, and Bolin and Mako are trying to they're trying to calm him down, they're trying to keep him out of trouble, and it's because of Kai that Mako and Bolin are able to meet their family finally. They're reunited to their family. They meet their grandmother after so many years, and it's through them that we learn that the Dai Li and the Earth Queen are kidnapping all the airbenders that are showing up in Ba Sing Se, and she's recruiting them into her own airbending army. Earlier in the episode, she says that she has a personal vendetta against Zuko and the Avatar, being that Aang and Zuko stole Republic City from the Earth Kingdom. So I'm hoping that plays in more, not just in the first half of the season. I'm actually hoping it fuels the entire story. We see, being that Kai ends up getting arrested by the Dai Li and put into these airbending prisons. I hope we don't spend the first half of the season trying to get him out, but I do hope that plot stays consistent throughout the entire season. When I first saw his design and I first saw the character show up, right away I thought of Oob from Dragon Ball Z. Being that, Oob was meant to be that character that, if Goku and the other characters aren't there to protect the innocent, to protect the world, then Oob would step up. He was groomed to be that successor character. And I'm hoping that Kai, despite, his character right now, I'm hoping by the end of the season he steps up into that position of a successor to Korra and Tenzin. And I'm actually hoping that if they do another season with another avatar, that we see Kai come back and sort of be the airbending teacher. Just have it go, I guess, full circle, as it were. We see Jinora sort of develop an instant crush on Kai, and I'm hoping that plays into it. I've seen other people make reviews on this, and they're already predicting that because of that crush, it's going to lead to Kai taking advantage of the crush and then end up, breaking her heart or whatever. And I'm sure that that's going to show up, but I am hoping that relationship between the two characters develops Kai into more of a defender, a protector type of character. Another character we see is Zuko. Zuko's still alive. I know it's been implied in previous episodes that Zuko's still alive. I don't really have much to say about Zuko, being that we've only seen him for a little bit. There was an exchange between Zuko and Korra's cousins about Combustion Man and how he, they're talking about the new firebending villain, and Combustion Man is brought up, and how Zuko tried to use him to kill Aang. It was one of those funny, awkward conversations. It didn't work, Of course, it didn't work. And that then, I can't remember it. The female twin, mentions that she tried to kill Korra for ruining her wedding to Bolin. So that was a little bit of a funny exchange. I didn't see who voiced Zuko in these episodes. When I first saw it in the second episode, I looked. He was uncredited, and I didn't look to see if they put his name in the credits for the third episode. But when I saw the promo and I saw the episode, of course my reactions were different. When I saw the promo, I thought it was Mark Hamill coming back, and they just changed his voice around. When you hear Zuko's voice at the beginning of the sentence compared to the end of the sentence, and this is just one sentence, by the end of that sentence, Zuko does sound like he's being voiced by Mark Hamill. That's what I thought. And I was hoping Mark Hamill would come back and voice Zuko even before the promo had, been released. I was hoping that Mark Hamill would come back in one way or another. And I was hoping that he would be voicing an older Zuko. Of course, by the time I saw the episode, that's not the case. Whoever the voice actor is, he's actually doing his best. In my opinion, it's a pretty good Mark Hamill impression. There are moments where you're hearing old Zuko talk, and it does sound like Ozai. And I am hoping to see more of Zuko. We do see him firebending. He's in some sort of combat in the promo, so I can't wait to see how the character has progressed, and how he has progressed in terms of the story as well as in terms of his design and the animation and whatnot. Trying to remember. I got notes here. Another thing about Zuko is that he's got a dragon. When Korra first came out, we saw that there were other sky bisons somewhere, and then we got a new breed of lemur show up. So I'm not sure where Zuko's dragon came from. His design really isn't. It's a new design from the other dragons that we've seen in previous episodes. We see a more traditional Japanese dragon, being that the bodies are serpentine and they've got that mustache whisker thing. Zuko's dragon, it's more of a European dragon in terms of body, and from his head to the base of his neck and from the tail to the tip, it is more serpentine. And of course he has the Chinese dragon mustache. We see animation of the dragon actually flying, and his movements, despite his body being of a European dragon design, the dragon actually moves similar to a serpentine dragon. So I'm not sure if that'll lead into the story, if that'll add to the story, or if it's just a side thing that they mention offhandedly. But in terms of the design, I actually wanted to bring that up simply because of the design, being that this could be a dragon descended from the two dragons we saw in I can't remember the name of the episode, but it's the Sun Warriors. Um, I'm not sure if it'll be a child from those two dragons from the Sun Warriors, or if it'll be a subset of dragon. And then, if that's the case, are we going to see other forms of dragons? Are we going to see wyverns? Are we going to see, basilisks? I know a basilisk isn't a breed of dragon. There is a breed of dragon that's similar to a basilisk, or not a basilisk, a hydra. A dragon with 3 heads. I'm forgetting it, but I know there's one out there. There has to be one out there. I'm liking the character designs. I'm just hoping that this season doesn't end up like last season. So yeah, sorry if this sounded rushed. Sorry if the audio quality isn't all that great. I am doing this at night, so I do apologize. I actually had recorded another one, but for some reason I couldn't get rid of the white noise when it came to me speaking, and I was half asleep when I recorded that last one, so that first one, and I just couldn't add. I couldn't upload that audio. I didn't really care for how it sounded, and hopefully this time it won't be the same case. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing these types of videos for every episode. I just wanted to get my thoughts on the first 3 episodes out. If I do end up missing an episode, then I'll do a quick. Then I'll include that review into a review of the next episode. If I end up missing more than 1 episode to do a review, then I'll just end up waiting until the season's over, and then I'll do an overall thoughts on the entire season. I want to be able to get these episodes. They won't be out on a Friday or a Saturday. I might have a regular Gaming and BS episode on a Saturday. That'll just be some random topic that I wanted to talk about. When it comes to Korra reviews, they will probably end up being on either a Tuesday or a Wednesday, depending on whether or not I have a drawing video. In terms of drawing videos, unfortunately, I feel like I'm running out of ideas. I'm trying to catch up in my classes, so there might not be actual drawing videos for a while. It just seems a lot easier to be able to do these gaming and BS videos more than actual drawing videos. And if I do end up doing a drawing video, I've been on a Pokemon kick lately. It's just my thought process and everything. I'm liking the new Pokemon design, so I might end up doing more Pokemon fan art. Other than that, I've got nothing else to add. Of course, let me know what you thought about these episodes. In the comment section below, and remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram at LoboMaloArte or LoboMaloArte, however you want to pronounce it. That's about it. So, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.